So I'm going to wait for a few people to jump on. We're going to talk about Summer Wells. We are going to talk about the Summer Wells case, people. Digging in deep, digging in, going hard on this one. And I feel pretty confident when I say this. Summer Wells case. I'll wait for a few people to jump on. Come on in. Let's talk Summer Wells. And I also want a lot of you guys' feedback and input while I talk, right? So as I talk and kind of break this down, I want you guys to, give me some feedback, give me some suggestions, give me your thoughts, your theories. We're breaking down the Summer Wells case. We're breaking it down. And, for months, I've just been trying to crack the code, trying to find out what happened to Summer Wells, where could Summer Wells be, what transpired that day. We're just trying to go hard here. And I dug in, and I encourage you guys to also do the same. This is a group effort. This is all of us. We can put pressure on law enforcement, to financiers. We can all brainstorm some more. I suggest that all of you go back and review videotapes from the beginning, from June 15th, particularly the first week of June 15th, all the way through the 21st, 22nd of June. Go back and listen to the TBI and Hawkins County press conferences. Go back and look at statements Don Wells gave to the media. Look back at neighbors' statements that they gave. Just go back and listen to these videos. And it paints a picture here. I will say, and I'm saying this with almost 99.9% confidence, that Summer Wells never made it to the home, Ben Hill Road, that day, that afternoon, June 15th. She never returned home. Summer Wells did not return home. And it's showing more and more. There's a lot of evidence that proves that she did not return home. There's not evidence out there that I see at this time that she returned home that day. There's not evidence. I haven't found any evidence that she, in fact, was at that house, then went missing. And I'll explain why. And I want you guys to counter me. I want you guys to call me out and dispute what I have to say and show your proof on why you feel Summer Wells was at that house before Candus reported her missing 6:30 that day, June 15th. I want you guys to show me where. Let's start. What we do know. We do know that Candus and Hunter, Grandma, they were all in the Kingsport area that day. That afternoon, we'll say around 12, went swimming at the swimming hole. We've heard the stories about the twisted teas that, Candus gave to Hunter. Candus dropped Hunter off around 2 o'clock. We'll say 2 o'clock. Anyone comment on what time? I think it was around 2:30. We don't even know the exact time on that one, but we'll just say 2 o'clock, 2:30. Then they allegedly drove back to Ben Hill Road. And then we've heard the stories, what Candus and Grandma say. What Candus and Grandma say is they planted flowers, and Candus says that, Summer got a piece of candy, and then she took her to the front doorstep and then told the boys, keep an eye on Summer. Summer went down. Then she vanished, right? All right, so where to start here? First, show me anywhere, people. Show me anywhere where law enforcement has said out of their own mouth, whether it's TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff, or any agency that is investigating this case, that Summer was at that home that day as a matter of fact. You can't. Show me anywhere. Show me out of Ronnie Lawson's mouth or TBI's mouth, Leslie Earhart, TBI spokesman. Show me where they said out of their mouth that Summer was in fact, at that home June 15th before she was reported missing. Find it. Find it, because you won't. You won't. What they do say is TBI keeps saying, and it's a key word here, Summer was reportedly at her home. Reportedly at her home before she went missing. Reportedly. Well, obviously you need someone to report that. Who was the person that would report that? Candus. Candus is the one that said 6:30 p.m. I can't find my daughter. I can't find my daughter. I can't find my daughter. But you've never heard, I've never heard that TBI or Hawkins County said as a statement of fact that that Summer Wells was at that home that day. Never. Never said it. They never said it. They're going off of what was reported to them. They're taking the information, what was reported to them, but they're not putting it out there. However, there are some misleading tweets at the beginning of this investigation. We know TBI doesn't say a lot. You know, they came, with the anniversary, like the 6-month anniversary, they came out with any theory is open. They're open to any theory, possibly Summer wandering off, kidnapping. They don't really agree with that. But there was some tweets at the beginning, and I'm going to show you here. I'm going to spin this around and show you. I don't have one. I'm not technically advanced like some of you YouTubers with the split screens and everything like that. This is not my gig. YouTube is not my gig, though. I'm starting to engage more on YouTube, so bear with me on this. This was a tweet, July 1st, 2021 by the TBI. They made a few tweets around that time, and it says, Summer Wells has now been missing from the Beech Creek community in Hawkins County for 2 weeks and 2 days. Now, what is your take on that tweet there? Summer Wells has now been missing from the Beech Creek community. Did she go missing from there? Or they're just saying Summer Wells is missing from the Beech Creek area? Very, very, very misleading there and ambiguous. Here's another one. 5-year-old Summer Wells went missing from this property, and they post pictures of her property. Okay, yeah, she went missing from that property. She's from that property. But was she on that property before she went missing? Was she on that property before she went missing? Here's another one. Teams continue to search the area surrounding the residence where 5-year-old Summer Wells went missing. So these tweets, and then that was on June 18th, a few days after Summer Wells went missing. Folks, to me, those tweets are very misleading. It's not saying it as a statement of fact that Summer Wells was on that property, then she went missing. They're just saying Summer Wells went missing and she's from Beech Creek. Of course, yes, she's from Beech Creek. Just like if one of us went missing, we would, the law enforcement would say where we are from. But they have not said that she was in fact at that house before she went missing. They did not say that. They did not say that. So I'm going to show you one of the press conferences that TBI has given just the day after Summer Wells went missing. This is the first press conference. It was at the Mount Carmel Church. It was down the street from Don and Candus's home. If you look on Beech Creek, you go 347, it's at that curve there. There's a church up on the hill. We actually went to that church. Don actually been in that church. We spoke to the pastor. We actually sent him food before, or sent them food there at their food drive, and they were very grateful. They went to that church a few times. Don did, alone. He said that Candus has never been to that church. Don would go alone to pray, and this is after Summer Wells went missing. But Leslie gives an interview, and I'm going to play this interview here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm going to play this interview, so we'll see what happens here. Let me flip it around. Bear with me. Okay, so here we go. Listen to this interview. This is June 16th. June 16th.
Leslie Earhart, a public information officer with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Thank you for being here and continuing to cover the search for 5-year-old Summer Wells. Unfortunately, we don't have any significant updates to provide as Summer is still missing, but we did want to share the latest on the investigation and the ongoing search. As you know, she's now the subject of a statewide Amber Alert. She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, which is located in...
She was last seen outside her home at the 100 block of Ben Hill Road. What does that mean? What does that mean? She was last seen outside her home, 110 Ben Hill Road.
The Beach Creek community of Ben Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening.
Then she follows and says, 6:30 p.m. A family member reported her missing. 6:30, that's what she said. And that, we all know that was Candus. But she said, Summer Wells was last seen outside her home, Ben Hill Road, June 15th. Where is that? Where was that? Because we do know that once Summer was reported missing, there has been zero reports of any sightings of Summer Wells or any witnesses saying, hey, I seen Summer Wells walking down the street. There was a report that one of these fake news media put out that they said that Summer Wells was seen at 7 p.m. that night, June 15th, walking down the road. Well, that has been debunked. TBI has said that's not true. Where was Summer Wells last seen outside her home, June 15th? Where? Where was she last seen? Because it wasn't at her home. Was she at her home and then she went missing? That's not what the TBI is saying here. The TBI is saying this, June 16th, 2021. Summer Wells went missing. Last seen outside her home. Last seen where? Where was Summer Wells seen outside her home before she was reported missing? Who's seen her? Who's seen Summer Wells? Are we talking about what happened hours earlier, 4 hours earlier, when Candus dropped Hunter off? Is that the last time Summer Wells was seen outside her home? Let me know what you think there. Who's seen? Where did they go? Where did they go in between? So she's saying Summer Wells was last seen outside her home. What does that mean? So I'm going to play you another clip, and this is from Ronnie Lawson. Ronnie Lawson gave an interview. They were back at the church June 21st. June 21st. Ronnie Lawson gives a public plea to the Beach Creek area. And I want to play this public plea.
I want the word to get out to all the residents in the Upper Beach Creek community.
Here we go. I'm going to spin this around.
I want the word to get out to all the residents in the Upper Beach Creek community, Hawkins County and Sullivan County. We need the residents to go back.
Now, let's review that a minute. Listen to his words. It's not just Beach Creek. Listen.
I want the word to get out to all the residents in the Upper Beach Creek community, Hawkins County and Sullivan County.
And Sullivan County.
Hawkins County and Sullivan County. We need the residents to go back today, tonight, tomorrow, as soon as possible, and go back and check their entire property, any outbuildings, any barns, any place a child could hide. We desperately need you to do that for us.
Okay. So that was on June 21st, 6 days after Summer Wells went missing. Sheriff Lawson puts a public plea. Check your buildings, sheds, outhouses, whatever. He said Beach Creek, but he also said Sullivan County. Why did he say Sullivan County? Could be numerous reasons. One, Sullivan County was technically where Candus and Summer were last seen in Kingsport with Hunter, Sullivan County. That's in Sullivan County. That's the next county over from Rogersville. They live in Hawkins County. He said Sullivan County. Or two, they do live near the county line. So is he just saying, hey, people in Sullivan County also look? But Sheriff Lawson, he said Sullivan County. Where was Summer Wells last seen? Just like the TBI stated, June 16th, Summer Wells was last seen outside her home. Then she was reported missing. Where was Summer seen? Because it doesn't sound like to me it was at her house. And law enforcement at the time, they don't have any information. All they do is get a call. You get a call. Now, this is a day later. This is a day later, 16th, where TBI says that. Law enforcement gets a call. They don't know if the parents are lying or not. They're just taking it as a fact. Oh, my daughter's reported missing. Missing girl. Send out all the agencies. So they sent out all the agencies all over that area because Candus she reported Summer went missing from that home. She just vanished after being, she gives her side of the story. So the law enforcement is not going to question that at that time. They're going to go out there and try to find her in that area. And do the roadblocks and talk to people and canines and helicopters. And, we've heard the multiple amounts of agencies looking around for her. I think Ronnie Lawson said at the time there was like 75 agencies or, multiple amounts of agencies all over the place in that area because they're only going by what's reported to them. What is reported to them? Reportedly. And that's key words here, people. Key words. Because we've never, ever, ever heard TBI or Ronnie Lawson or John Pruitt out of their own mouths say that Summer Wells was at that home before she went missing. They say reported. And there's a big difference there. Don Wells at the time gave he spoke. So this happened on June 15, 2021. He spoke to the media for the very first time on June 18th. On June 18th, Don Wells spoke to the media. He spoke to WJHL and he spoke to WVLT. Go back, people, and listen to those interviews. He also spoke there on June 18th. He spoke to two media outlets, WJHL, and that's when he was seen with Josie. That's the interview when he was seen with Josie. And Josie's head was down. And you could tell, to me, he looked scared. Josie, the child, his oldest son, didn't say a word in that interview. And Don's just emphasizing, we need to be found. Summer needs to be found. And, he's just riddling off. And just like with WVLT, he gave an interview the same day, June 18th. But in that interview, he said, Summer left the area. Listen to that interview. He said, Summer left the area. Because he was adamant about a kidnapping or human trafficking. I want you to listen to this interview here. This was Don Wells giving another media interview. This interview he gave on the 21st. He gave the 21st to the Rogersville Review. He gave an interview, and he said you got to go back and listen to these interview, people. You got to listen to his interview because this is interesting. And I'm gonna play it right here. Bear with me. He speaks to this reporter and he says some stuff, and I want you to listen to this. Here we go. Listen to this. This is an interview that Don Wells gave with the Rogersville Review, June 21st.
They've been all through there with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, several times over. She's not in the area.
He said they've been through there with a fine-comb tomb. She's not in the area. Let's listen to that again.
They've been all through there with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, several times over. She's not in the area.
She's not in the area. Now listen to this.
Just appreciate everybody for their efforts. That's all I really do. Because I know they're trying hard. Yeah, they really ramped it up this weekend, didn't they? They brought in a lot more people. Yeah, they're not stopping.
I just feel I just feel she's not in the area, and they know that.
And they know that. I just, feel that she's not in the area, and they know that. But they still have to search. They've been.
Heard that. They've been searching, but she's not in the area, and they know that. And they know that, but they have to search anyway. Don Wells have said a couple media interviews around that time, she's not in the area. She's not in the area. She's not in the area. She's gone. That's one thing I might believe Don Wells. Something I might believe Don Wells. Yeah, she's not in the area because she never returned home. She never returned home that day. Of course, she's not in the area. She never returned that day. She never returned. She never returned that day. She never returned that day home. So what happened? What happened? Because there's no evidence that Summer Wells was at that house before she was reported missing. Now, let's take us back to a couple days ago where we heard from a former Hawkins County Sheriff Deputy, Michelle Bean, who went on another YouTuber's panel, Ziggy, and said that Ronnie Lawson told her to relay something on YouTube. Why did it take Candus 4 hours to report Summer missing? And then the whole debate was whether this conversation was true that Michelle claims that Ronnie Lawson said, or is it true? And it seems like, to me, it could be legit. And I say it could be legit is because, Michelle retired from the sheriff's office after 2 decades of service honorably. People spoke very highly of her and stuff like that. I think maybe Ronnie Lawson just slipped that out to her and just slipped it out and said, why did it take her so long to report Summer missing? 4 hours. Well, 4 hours. 4 hours. Candus reported Summer missing at 6:30 p.m. Subtract the 4 hours. 6:30, 5:30, 4:30, 3:30, 2:30. Whoa, 2:30. Right around the time where Candus dropped Hunter off in Kingsport, Sullivan County, just like Ronnie Lawson said in a press conference June 21st. Upper Beach Creek area residents and Sullivan County, check your sheds, check your barns, check your outhouses. You following what I mean here? I don't believe that Summer ever returned home to that home at all. Dudley Ajon. Remember Dudley Ajon? Dudley Ajon is the former employee of that worked with Don Wells. We went and interviewed him, and we actually sat down and talked to Dudley Ajon for an hour. He gave us a really good interview. Met him numerous other times. One time he took us to the job site of Don Wells the day Summer Wells went missing. Dudley Ajon took us there. It was in Jonesboro. But we heard from Ajon, Don at one point was trying to throw Dudley Ajon under the bus, right? Saying, oh yeah, it could be Dudley Ajon. Well, Dudley Ajon has nothing to do with this. Appreciate him coming to talk to us and provide us a lot of insight. I posted a video here. Go check it out. Don Wells worked at this house June 15th when Summer Wells went missing with Dudley Ajon. And we were there. This is in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Jonesboro, Tennessee. So Don Wells worked at those houses there. There's 2 of them. So the time Summer Wells went missing.
The last house you guys worked on right here?
There's 2 right here.
So he was.
The one he said I destroyed.
Don Wells
The one that you guys were working on the day you got
was working here in this neighborhood, right here at these homes here, the day Summer went missing. A couple days. That's Dudley Ajon, former employee Dudley Ajon. Remember, he was also fired a couple days before Summer went missing. That was in Jonesboro. That's south of Kingsport. And I want to show you a map. And I put these 4 locations together, and I think these 4 locations are very relevant. Right by where Allie lives and dropped off Hunter was the Eastman Kodak, or Eastman Chemical Company. I said Kodak. Chemical Company. Right around that area is where Allie lived, where Candus dropped off Hunter, 2:30 in that range. What happened? Don was working, it looks like here, 30 miles south in Jonesboro at that job site where I just showed you. And here is a map. Here is a map. So up here, right here, this is where Allie lived. This is where, oop, hold on. I have to take it back. Okay, here we go. Hold on. That is where Allie lived. That's where Don Wells worked that day. That is where, that's 110 Ben Hill Road, and that is Chimney Loop Road. And we've been hearing a lot about Chimney Loop Road. But there it is. There it is, people. So, Candus drops Hunter off right there. Did she return home, which is this road here, 347? Did she return home that afternoon? And then something allegedly happened to Summer on that property? Or did she call Don because something happened to Summer? Something happened to Summer, whether either on the way back or, you know, Candus knew something was going on and went to meet Don at his job site. Or did they meet in between? Did they meet in between? And then from that point, head home. And then there's Chimney Loop Road right there. Now this is a mountain. This is when you see Ben Hill Road, this right here is a big mountain. Chimney Loop Road, and I'll zoom in. Blair's Gap is going through it. I'll show you. Bear with me. This is all a mountain area. This is all a mountain. It's on the other side of the mountain. Old Blair's Gap Road. This right here, people, could be the key to where Summer could be. Somewhere between this area. Somewhere between Eastman Kodak or Eastman Chemical, where Allie lives. Jonesboro, Don Wells was working here at the time Summer Wells went missing. And then their address, 110 Ben Hill Road. I say that because, again, there's no evidence that Summer Wells was home that day. It's right in front of us, people. Go back and review all the videos and all the press conferences until this day. TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff, they have not said that Summer Wells was at that home before she went missing as a statement of fact. And you heard what I played. The day after Summer Wells was reported missing, Leslie Earhart gives a press conference and she says, Summer was last seen outside her home. Where? Wouldn't she have said Summer Wells was last seen at her home? We have never heard the boys. Now, a lot of people say, well, Summer, you know, because Candus, she gave interviews. She gave interviews to WJHL. She said on the interview to WJHL, we were planting flowers. Grandma went in her house, gave candy. I went to the front door, told the boys to look after Summer. Summer went in, went down the basement, and then she's gone. And I asked the boys whatever like that. But this is coming out of Candus's mouth. This is not coming out of the boys' mouth. We have not heard the boys. We have not heard the boys say anything about this. The boys have not given a statement, and the authorities has said nothing about the boys seeing anything. The authorities, both TBI, FBI, Hawkins County Sheriffs, none of them has said the boys said this and the boys said that. We saw the boys at a prayer circle. And we saw the boys with Don Wells at an interview June 18th. Josie, the older boy, holding, you know, he was looking down but they haven't came out. And I have a theory on that, right? Because then people will be like, well, don't you think that the boys would have told law enforcement, what really happened? Well, yeah, maybe the boys told law enforcement. We don't know what happened. We didn't see her. We didn't see her. We don't know what was said behind the scenes. We don't know what said, or we don't know what was not said. I was going to make a video. Technically, now I wanted to get your thoughts on this, and you guys can comment on parental rights. Technically, Don and Candus Wells still have parental rights over those children. Even though the children are in Department of Children Family Services care right now, they still have parental rights. Meaning, I'm wondering, I don't know if this is true, I'm wondering if at the beginning, Don and Candus Wells told law enforcement, absolutely no, you can't speak to our kids. You can't say nothing to our kids without our consent. Therefore, you shut it down. Therefore, law enforcement, because you have to ask a parent's permission before you speak to kids. We haven't heard law enforcement at all say they've spoken to those kids publicly. None. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. We haven't heard them say anything about that. We don't know what the kids did or did not say to law enforcement, but there very well could be a possibility that Don and Candus told law enforcement, no, you can't speak to our kids. Despite the fact that, they took the kids away, they still, I believe, have parental rights until a judge terminates those rights. Therefore, if the kids decided to voluntarily tell law enforcement, no, Summer was not here that day, we didn't see Summer, because that's all they really would know, right? They were at the house. I mean, they're left in the dark. The whole question was Summer there going downstairs? But they could have been like, nah, we didn't see them. But if the parent said you can't talk to them and they just volunteer that information, I'm not sure if that information could be admissible and they can use that information. Because Don and Candus Wells still have parental rights over them until a judge terminates them over, things like that. Let me know what you think about that. Now, once it goes through the process of the kids, going into another home and the parental rights terminated, which I feel is going to happen, then maybe the boys at that point are allowed legally to give a statement and say what they can, and it can be used against Don and Candus Wells. I don't believe Summer Wells was there that day. June 15th, 2021. There's no proof. There's no proof. Again, I'm saying it, people. There's no proof that Summer Wells was at that home. Law enforcement has not said that. Leslie Earhart responded to me on a tweet. And I asked her about the report that Summer Wells was seen outside. Some media outlet spins this false rumor. So that's the problem with journalism. A lot of these bigger companies, they put out misinformation. And one media outlet, I think it was Channel 10, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, said that, Summer Wells was last seen outside her home around 7 p.m. on June 15th. Well, Leslie Earhart, I asked her about that on Twitter, and she responded to me and said that's not true. Summer Wells was reportedly last seen at her home June 15th. That's what she said in a tweet reply to me. Reportedly, and that's the key words here, reportedly. Candus and Don Wells can say whatever, and the police are going to say it was reported, but they never said it as a statement of fact that Summer Wells was at that home June 15th. So what happened? If that's true and that she was not there, which I believe she never made it there, where is she? She has to be somewhere in between Ben Hill Road, Jonesboro, where Don Wells was working, and Eastman Chemical Company, triangle there, in that area, which looks like, most likely, Sullivan County, Tennessee. We heard Don talking about on video about Chimney Loop Road. We've heard it. That road is on the way back from Jonesboro. I'm wondering if Don Wells ditched Summer Wells somewhere on the other side of that mountain. Because it goes across and you have to go through Blair's Gap and then hit downward I'm looking on it at a map, Fall Branch. But on the other side is Chimney Loop Road and a lot of those dirt roads that go into the holler. That's on the opposite side of Ben Hill Road, across that mountain. And that is on the way back from Don Wells's site. Let me look here. I'm going to show you. Let me exclude these. Let me exclude this and this. So from here, I'll spin it around. From Jonesboro to where Don Wells worked, all the way to Ben Hill Road, says 38 minutes, 21 miles, 38 minutes. And it's a windy road. I've been on that road numerous times. It's very dangerous. I actually got a head-on, almost got a head-on collision with a car, that God was with me on that side. But it was very, very scary. My heart was pounding. Those roads are very narrow. It's not like you can fly. You can fly home. Like Don Wells says, he flew home, and went, but he didn't go to his driveway right away. He went to the shed where the boys were looking for Summer right there on Beach Creek. I don't believe that Summer Wells was at that home. And there's no evidence to show that. No evidence. None. There's not one witness out there that said, hey, I seen them. Do not count Jody Sue, people. Jody Sue is just somebody that's just interjecting herself and just makes up all these claims. She claims she heard the scream. Okay, maybe she heard something, an animalistic scream, but Ronnie Lawson has just said, we've heard the statement from Ronnie Lawson, has nothing to do with that. And Jody Sue says the scream, months later, she comes out and says, I heard a scream that day and I saw a car go up the driveway and I heard a door slam. No, because you didn't say that, Jody Sue. Jody Sue did not say that June 16th when she started doing her Facebook Lives about what was going on out there. And then videos all the way up through September 21st. She made racks of videos. She didn't say nothing about screams or seeing anything. She just suddenly out of September 21st, she decides to interject herself into the mix and says, oh, I heard a scream that day. And, and gives a media interview for the first time, November 11th. Oh, I heard screams. So Jody Sue is not a witness in this case at all. She is a neighbor or whatever, but she didn't see anything. And then she didn't see anything. Yeah, maybe afterwards she went and helped look for Summer around the area because Candus says, oh, Summer was at the home here. No, Summer was not at that home. Summer was not at that home, and there's no proof of it. And I'm calling all of you. I'm calling all the YouTubers to call that out. Or put out the proof that Summer was there, because Sheriff Ronnie Lawson never said out of his mouth that Summer was at that home. Either did the TBI, either did Leslie Earhart, either did Divine, the other spokesman, either did FBI, either did Churchill Search and Rescue, the people out there. None of them were saying that Summer Wells was in fact at that home. They're only going by what was reported to them. And Don and Candus Wells very well probably made up a story, colluded together. Something happened either at that water hole where, Candus knew something was wrong with Summer and kind of just like laid it low till she dropped Hunter off and then took care of the matter. Hey, listen to a prior video I posted. Don Wells told us in a conversation, in a recorded conversation, that law enforcement erased their 3 phones from 3:30 on that day. They erased the phones. He said there's no data in their phones because they erased the stuff. I mean, is that weird or what? And who has 3 phones? And we've been hearing multiple times that Candus, according to Allie's, mother, Sherry and Allie, that they have multiple phones. They had multiple phones. Did Candus call Don Wells sometime around that day, before or after they dropped Hunter off and said, hey, something happened to Summer? Don said, I'll meet you here, or come down to my job site in Jonesboro. Because remember, John was claiming on YouTube that he had 7 alibis. 7 alibis. But we've never heard from any of the alibis. We actually talked to some of those people outside his job work site, and they said they didn't see him that day. Remember the big thing where we were outside Don Wells' job when Candus and Don were at the job, and Bullhorn Betty, Chronicles Living, and Molly Golightly, they all went up there to his job site. Well, none of the workers there said they know anything about an alibi. We asked them. None of them. So this is out of Don Wells' mouth. Hey, I have an alibi. So did Candus go down to Jonesboro, or did they meet in between? It looks like the main road to get there is Interstate 26, and then you get off 26 to 354. Did they meet somewhere in between? They could have met somewhere in between, and then they concoct a plan on what to do with Summer, how to get rid of Summer, because, you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm speechless here. But I'm more zoning in on what happened, you know, between Don at his job and Candus after she dropped off Hunter. Somewhere in between there, because they did not make it home. Well, I mean, they made it home, but most likely made it home without Summer. Summer wasn't with them. They dumped Summer somewhere. You know, looking at the map here, going back here, we'll review the map here. You know, we'll zoom in. These are like Highway 93. It starts out in Jonesboro. You take Highway 93 all the way up, you know, before you get to Ben Hill Road. So is Summer like off the back roads somewhere between John Wells's work site and where Allie lives in Kingsport, Sullivan County? So I'm going to sign off, everyone. I just wanted to share this information. We still don't know where Summer is. We still don't know what happened. Could I be 100% wrong on this? Absolutely. I'm not always right. But the evidence does not point that Summer Wells was at that house June 15th, 2021, after the swimming. There's no evidence. Besides what Don and Candus are saying, and Grandma. So if Don and Grandma, let me tell you something about Grandma. If it's in fact that they never returned home, Grandma's in a big trouble. Now, I don't know what she told. We still don't know what she told law enforcement. We're only going by what she's telling the media and us through YouTube, right? But if she, you know, she says they were out there planting and everything like that. If she is part of this lie, shame on her. I mean, it's going to be very, very bad. This will be solved, people. This will be solved, you know. Hopefully law enforcement is checking like surveillance or witnesses between those routes of where Don Wells worked in Allie's home, or even in between. Now, there's also a possibility that Candus never even met Don Wells, and Candus disposed of Summer on the way back to Ben Hill Road without Don's assistance, or with Don's assistance via just the phone. Like Candus could have said, "Oh my God, she's not responsive," and they pulled over and they're like trying to, do CPR on her, and nothing's going on, or something happened, and Candus calls Don. Summer's not, she's dead, and Don's like, "Okay, well, you got to get rid of her, and Candus went somewhere between Allie's home and Ben Hill Road and disposed of her with the guidance of our Don, or maybe she didn't even tell Don. So that's possibility too. But I just think that they both colluded together. They're both at the hip. They both are at the hip together. So let me know what you guys think. This is, she didn't return home. And I'm not wasting my time anymore thinking, neighbors or child molesters or stalkers around that house, or Jackie Dobbs or Fred Hill or Donald Scherfle or Andy Bernard or Damian Bernard or Jody Sue Brown or Polly Bernard, or, any of those people around there. The tree trimmer guys that were there working on the house. I don't believe any of them are involved at all. None of them. I mean, they're all sketchy. It's so crazy that all of them are have these weird, sick type records and stuff like that. And I'm not knocking everyone to have a record. I have a record, but these guys have some child molestation, violent type of records. I mean, they're no good. It's just the whole element of that area is just a cesspool. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. So I challenge all you YouTubers out there, please, YouTube creators, listen to the prior statements of Don, of Ronnie Lawson, TBI, and I want to hear it out of their own mouth that they say that Summer was at that house for a fact, not reported, because we've heard that reported, but actually confirmed that Summer Wells was there, and then she vanished. So, put that out there, please. I'm asking you guys. We can collectively make a difference here. We can collectively find out what happened and then put it back on law enforcement. Start tweeting and asking them. At this point, that we are the taxpayers. I went to Rogersville numerous times looking for Summer. I bought meals and I stayed at hotels there and I bought gas there. Yeah, I'm a Hawkins County taxpayer. I paid my taxes. Now, law enforcement, do something about it. We're approaching a year. Or maybe they are doing something behind the scenes that we don't know about. And they're just still gathering just, that information. But I can pretty much 99%, like I said, say that Summer Wells was not there that day, June 15th, 2021. So, all right. So I'll put some links once this is uploaded. Subscribe to my channel, press the notification channel or notification button. I'm going to post more Summer Wells content, but we are digging. We haven't given up on Summer. We are trying to find answers, trying to retrace steps, get people inconsistent statements, figuring this all out and eliminating people as we go. So thanks, everyone. Pretty good following here. Pretty good people. Lots of people love you guys. Thank you for caring about Summer Wells in the interest of Summer Wells. Find answers, people. Dig deeper. Step your game up. Be online sleuths. Dig around. Start calling businesses between, Jonesboro and Kingsport, or Kingsport and Ben Hill Road, neighbors around there. Maybe somebody's seen something, that can come forward. Thank you, mods. Appreciate you keeping the peace and the civility in here. We are peaceful. I'm not a drama type person. We try to go off, positive speculation and facts. Don't get involved with bullying other people, other YouTubers, and that sort of deal. That's not what this is about. We focus on players involved with cases. That's what it's about, trying to find answers, justice for the victims, and everything like that. So God bless. Thanks for viewing, everyone. Be safe. See you later. Until next time.